Title: Income, Prices, and Consumption. The budget constraint framework suggests that when income or price changes, a range of responses are possible. When income rises, households will demand a higher quantity of normal goods, but a lower quantity of inferior goods. When the price of a good rises, households will typically demand less of that good, but whether they will demand a much lower quantity or only a slightly lower quantity will depend on personal preferences. Also, a higher price for one good can lead to more or less demand of the other good. How a change in income affects consumption choices. The utility maximizing choice on the original budget constraint is M. On the new budget constraint, Kimberly will make a choice like N if both goods are normal goods. If overnight stays is an inferior good, consumer will make a choice like P. If concert tickets are an inferior good, consumer will make a choice like Q. How a change in price affects consumption choices. The original utility maximizing choice is M. When the price rises, the budget constraint rotates clockwise. The new possible choices would be fewer baseball bats and more cameras, like point H, or less of both goods, as at point J choice K would mean that the higher price of bats led to exactly the same quantity of bat consumption, but fewer cameras. Theoretically possible, but unlikely in the real world, we rule out choices like L because they would mean that a higher price for baseball bats means a greater consumption of baseball bats. The foundations of a demand curve: as the price increases from P0 to P1 to P2 to P3, the budget constraint on the upper part of the diagram rotates clockwise. The utility maximizing choice changes from M0 to M1 to M2 to M3. As a result, the quantity demanded of housing shifts from Q0 to Q1 to Q2 to Q3. The demand curve graphs each combination of the price of housing and the quantity of housing demanded. The quantities of housing are the same at the points on both A and B. Thus, the original price of housing P0 and the original quantity of housing Q0 appear on the demand curve as point E0. The higher price of housing P1 and the corresponding lower quantity demanded of housing Q1 appear on the demand curve as point E1. An interaction between prices, budget constraints, and personal preferences determine household choices. The flexible and powerful terminology of utility maximizing gives economists a vocabulary for bringing these elements together.